believe we are live. Just double checking that real quick. And we are live. Excellent. So, what's up, everybody? This is Brian Funk. Thanks for tuning in. This week, I'm hosting the music, or guest hosting, is the Music Weekly. And I've got this picture right up here on the screen that I think you should be able to see. That shows what the challenge is. So, just to give you some background on the Music Weekly's challenge, every week we get a challenge on some kind of music to make. There's all kinds of themes that they come up with, and they asked me to be a part of it. I had Tina Shank on the Music Production Podcast, and we were talking about the Music Weekly's challenge, and she'd asked me to come up with a challenge. So I said, let's look in our junk drawer and see if we got things we can make music out of and make some instruments and make some cool sounds with. And that is what we're going to do today. We're going to do this ourselves. We're going to make some music with stuff right out of our junk drawers. And I've got a few things from my own junk drawer right now that I will show you. Got a little box. We bang on that. I've got a Easter Bunny Pez dispenser. I thought that would make fun, crackly sounds. This is a little box of clothespins that I thought maybe we get sort of a snare sound out of. I've got this strange little noise maker. Let's see if you can hear some of them. There's a bunch of just crazy sound effects. I think I'm going to probably sample this one, which is an air horn because it's got the most consistent pitch. And then I've got the Nintendo Light Zapper. And it makes some clicks, and there's like a spring in there that kind of rings out that I'm going to try to record and see if I can get a pitch out of that and make an instrument with it. So if you haven't already checked out Music Weekly's challenge, go to @MusicWeeklies on Twitter. That's kind of the home base right there. And you can see what's going on and maybe participate, make your own tracks. It's a really cool community of lots of people that are very supportive and helpful. So, check that out. And let's get down to business and start making some tracks, see what we can come up with here. I've got a little bit of our Zoom window from the Music Production Club. There might be some people coming in for that. I have Randall. I haven't heard him yet, but that's fine. So let us dive in. I'm actually gonna move the club guys over here so that I can see my browser, and we're gonna have to start recording. So I've got an audio track, and we'll call this I guess samples. And I'm just gonna put it right up to my mic and just record and see what we get. And then we'll try to make some useful instruments, which I will most likely then release as a free download, as I guess it would be the 199th free Ableton Live pack, which is pretty wild. And that'll be something you can use. So if nothing else, we'll at least get some sounds that we can play with later. So let's record enable this. I think, let's see. I got my Zoom window here. I might actually have made a mistake with my audio on Zoom, so I'm just going to change that. That might be why I'm not hearing Randall. And if that's the case, I'm sorry, Randall. I think maybe I hear you now. Yes, there you are. I don't know if I have it coming through the live stream, but let me see if I can just set that up real quick. All right. I might wind up causing more trouble than I intend to. But all right, I'm worried I'm just gonna make things worse. Troubleshooting online. But it's good to hear your voice anyway. I can hear Randall. I'm not so sure it's coming through on the stream though. Well, I appreciate your moral support. So let's see here. Let's start recording. I'm going to record right into my mic here, so maybe I'll start with this box. Point this thing down to it. That will do for the box. I'm not going to go too nuts with these. I'm just going to try to get a little bit something and then move right on. The name of the game today is going to be fast, moving fast. So let's now try our clothespins. Okay, almost dropped clothespins all over the place. So we'll get that. We'll name that pins. Okay, let's do our Pez here. So I'm not going to open up the Pez because I don't know if I'm allowed to. So I'm going to just do that like we did. I think those will be some cool squishy sounds. And now let's get our air horn. Name that horn. And now my favorite addition is the zapper. There we go. We've got our samples. Open this up here. And now I think the best thing to do is just to put these all inside arrangement view so we can just see them all nice and clear. And let's see what we can do. So I think for the box, I'm going to decide if I want to process anything first. Maybe I'll just do that later. So we will right click. I'm just going to slice these to a new MIDI track. I'm hearing myself in the background on YouTube. Let's change that. Our transients will probably be okay. 11 slices. I have a certain preset I've made that I like to use. I think it's one shot. Let's see. No, that's not it. Let me try that one more time. What happened here? There you are. I thought it was called one shot. Drum controls, maybe. If this doesn't work, we'll just go with what we get. That didn't work, so we're going to go with what we got, which is this one. Now that's a pretty good sound. So this is nothing, so we're going to delete this one. Should have deleted that. There we go. Another nothing. Another nothing. I'm kind of glad, actually. We'll delete that. I don't think we're going to use that. That might work. All right, so we get 6 slices out of this. Not too bad. So I would say 10 sounds the most snare-like. Those are both kind of kick-ish. Okay. We've got control over the macros if we want to get into it. Or we might even just do that individually on each sound. All right. Moving along. Let's check out the pins. Okay. Almost dropped clothespins all over the place. Clothespins. It's not that different from our box, really. Maybe I can get some sort of hi-hat type of thing going out of it. Let's see what we can do with this one. I might just put this right in our box sounds. See, this is what I wanted. That's how I wanted it to show up. I guess it's a slicing, a sample dropping preset that I have, not a slicing. But anyway. Cool. I'm just going to color that a different color just so I can see that it's a different sound. Maybe we'll change the filter to be like a high pass and okay, anything else we want to use out of here? I wonder if I can take this and maybe combine it with the other sample in our box here. That's on the snare maybe. I might try to stack these to layer them. But let's see. Let's get this right first. Gonna zoom in. I'm going to let David in the room. David is in the room. Welcome, David. Welcome aboard, sir. Let's see. Can I stack those? I think I just ruined it. There we go. So when you command drag a drum rack cell onto another, it makes it into an instrument rack and stacks them together. Why is that one so quiet? What did I do here? The volume went all the way down. All right, we don't want that. Let's unmap that. So did the transpose. So this got mapped all funny, not in a way that I wanted. And then bring in the other sound. There we go. I'm going to move this guy over here, just so he's kind of close to my other kick. Okay. I'm going to move on. I'm going to say that's enough for now with the pins. Let's check out Pez. All right. Just pick one we like, I guess. Maybe this one right here. And again, I'm not trying to overthink anything today. I'm trying to just get stuff done. Okay, so to me, these are like, this is kind of like my hi-hat a little bit. I'm going to treat it like an open hi-hat. So I'm going to put that same filter on it. That'll help them kind of live together nicely. And we're going to open up our ins and outs, and that'll reveal our choke groups. And if we set them to the same choke group, these sounds will cut each other off. So instead of letting it ring out all the way, as soon as I hit the other sample, it'll cut the other one off and start playing the new sample. Kind of like a hi-hat. When you have an open hi-hat, you can also have a closed hi-hat at the same time. It will cut it off. So this will give us sort of that effect. Yeah, I can do that again. So all I did was pick the samples that I want to choke each other out. What that it's kind of a weird way to say it, but it cuts off the sound of the other sample. So choke it out. Yeah, no problem. So all you do is you open up this part of the drum rack, the ins and outs, and that'll let you just see a few more parameters, and then it reveals the choke groups. And I've just set these two sounds to be on the same choke group. They're both on 1. All the other ones are at none, so they're not going to affect each other. But the way it is right now, these will just kind of cut each other off. That can be a nice thing to do too if you have say chords sampled in a drum rack and you want to play one chord and then switch to another and cut it off. It can be like a useful way to do that too. Let's see. I mean, now let's maybe go to the to the air horn. And we're going to bring out our old friend sampler. So I'm probably going to use sampler for this and the zapper. And let's just put them right in there. And we'll trim this so it's nice and close so that when I press the key, it actually plays the note right away. Maybe I'll loop this so we can have some sustain. Okay. Oh boy, it's kind of harsh, but I guess that should be expected coming out of that little speaker. All right. Yeah, it's not too bad, right? It's got kind of like that sounds like a horn. I might emphasize that with this filter. I'm going to have the filter open up a little bit as... so what this is doing is basically moving the filter open. Okay. Do I want to do anything else to this? Maybe we'll give it I might do more later, but I think maybe a nice little delay would be fun. Okay. Did not mean to do that. Let's go into the zapper. I think the zapper can provide us with a few more drum sounds too, from the looks of it here. There's that spring sound that I kind of want to take advantage of. See if I can use that. And we got to go trim this. Hey, what's up? We got Steve and James in our YouTube chat. What's up, guys? All right, that's interesting, I guess. 'Cause that down. Why not? Let's grab another one. Try that guy. Put you over here. Let's give this a little more power. All right. So I also want to try to get that spring sound. That's, oh, I think I did a couple other, like a scraping thing. Yeah, this. Yeah, there it is. Let's try to pull that in there too. Put the scraping sound. And then we'll try to see if we can't get some of that spring. Maybe we'll leave that alone. And I don't think I need all that low end. There we go. Some sounds. We'll see if those are any good. And now let's see if we can find a nice spring noise. Kind of hear it on that one. Maybe I'll go for this one. I don't know if I have a better one. Just listen one more time. They all sound about the same to me. Okay, let's use that last one. Oop, did I not let go right? Okay, there's sampler. This here. Put it down. And we're going to have to edit this. This might be something that I should edit. Maybe I should edit this in here, actually. I might do that in here. Okay, so this rings out much longer. Actually, it rings out quite a while here. So if I just crank this up a little bit in volume. Let's see how much of this I want from the beginning. I don't think I want quite so much of that clack. Maybe like that. Okay. I'm going to make it even louder. Maybe I can use some sort of, what if I get a little saturation out of this glue compressor? I think I'm going to get even less of that. Okay, that's working. I think what I'm going to also do is see if I can do a little noise reduction. I'm going to use Brucery from Clevgrund, which I really like for noise reduction. And maybe just to give it more information to work with, we'll loop it. How about that? see what happens when we do this. So I took out some of the noise there. Took out some of the note too, though. That almost sounds like an elevator or something in the distant, at like a department store. Yeah. Going up. I'm gonna try to just get that like pluck out of there. And now I would just wonder, let's try one more thing with this. Just get that last little bit. I've turned it off. Okay. Maybe I'll resample it onto another track, so I'm like printing all these effects. So make another audio track, and let's just set it to resample. No, let's actually just set it to listen to the samples track because I'm talking a lot and we don't need to hear me in the sample. Okay. Didn't mean to loop that, but that's okay. Okay, so we've got that fun sound, and let's see if we can just drop the sample right in here. I'll delete the old one and hear what that sounds like. Okay. Interesting. I wonder if I can get something so I think I want to just lose that initial impact. We'll have to turn this up a bit. We can do that with a little drive. It's definitely noisy, but that might be cool. I'm not afraid of noisy. Okay, so what can we do to give this a little more life? Maybe we can do like some volume automation or modulation. See what our low notes sound like. going to compare that to the other sound. It sounds so much like an air horn. I think I want to disguise that a little bit. It's happening here, I think, in the beginning. Maybe we'll make this into like a pluck. Sounds kind of nice. I think I like that better than the obvious air horn sound. Get a little bit of it. You like a little bit of that in the beginning? Okay. All right, we'll go with it. It's kind of nice. I wonder if you'll notice it when it's in the context of the song. And then we have this. Both very noisy and airy. All right, so let's look at what we got here. We made 3 instruments here. I should be putting these in this group because I've got my mic coming through this channel, and then this channel is compressing the audio from these instruments as I speak. That should make it a little bit easier to hear what I'm saying, hopefully, because it should be turning down the volume of the sounds as I play them. Okay. Sounds very distant, almost like a reverb from another world. Well, I guess all there is to do now is just make some sounds and music and maybe save. Saving is always a good idea. Surprised how often I forget to do that. So this is what can we call it? Junk drawer. I always like to put the date in the name so I remember. Maybe I'll use some of that to start us off. I'm going to have to fix that up a little bit, though. So we're going to go to our old pal Quantize. Current grid. Now let's do eighth notes. What we're hearing is all these samples. Some over there too. I'm going to duplicate it and just add more to it. Let's do that again. You like that as a hi-hat? It doesn't take up a lot of space, which I like. Sometimes hi-hats are overpowering and loud. Probably could have played it a little better, though. Now it sounds like I played it better. Thanks to Quantize. I didn't really make any rules besides use sounds from your junk drawer to make music, so I don't know if I'm violating any sort of trust by adding other sounds in here. But I guess maybe I should try to stick to the original, right? Let's limit ourselves and not allow ourselves any other sounds. But I don't think that needs to be the rule, in case you're going to do this yourselves. I'm going to try to make a thicker kick. So I'm going into simpler, and I'm probably going to use the pitch envelope here. If I make this nice and short, I get like the impact of a kick. Now I don't even hear it in effect. There we go. Something weird's happening. You guys hearing that like kind of like staticky sound coming in every once in a while? I don't know why that's happening. And I'm actually not even going to bother with that anymore. I'm going to go to the filter envelope. Sometimes it works a little better for this, because that's what I want. So I'm using the resonance here of this filter really. By sweeping it real fast, it gets like a thud sound. goes, it gets more of that like click sound. So maybe pull it down a little bit. And maybe I can add that to the beat and make it just sound a little... Oh, what happened? Come here. We can make this a little smaller here. Now, why is that happening? One of my key commands isn't working here. Anyway. So, if we add this to our beat, what do we got here? So, I'm just gonna... There's a fun sound I haven't used yet. Just crop this. A little more power in there. Compared to this. It sounds so empty without it. I think the easier thing to do would just be to drag it on top and then just delete this stuff that I don't want in there. All right. Yes. Mm-hmm. It's too big. Like turn them down on the others. Oh, you can talk as much as you want. I don't think it's coming through on YouTube though, so it's gonna sound like I'm talking to myself, which is okay. But yeah, I should have routed that. I didn't. That didn't occur to me because I'm actually doing this stream a little different than I've done them in the past. Instead of it like just streaming straight from Zoom, I'm trying it where I'm now. We're on Zoom, and then in the background, the stream is happening. So, I don't know. Zoom always puts this, mic stand is twisted here. Zoom always puts its nice watermark on the screen, so I was trying to avoid that. giant letters, Zoom. But yeah, talk as much as you want. So let's see, this is the one I was adjusting it on. But yeah, like, whoops, you got a good point. By changing the velocity of the kicks, it gives it a nice feel. So we get like the heavy hit on the big downbeat, and everything else is a little bit softer. And I don't think I did that on this one. So yeah, so they're all really heavy. It's probably the easiest way to do it is to turn down the other ones and then just grab this one. If I hold command on this, I can just drag the velocity. That's I think a handy little trick. So you can always grab these little guys to change the velocity, but I think it's easier to just hold command and click drag on the note itself sometimes. Okay. Yep, and Brian BD agrees on YouTube. It helps a lot. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with this. I was just all concerned about getting my samples. So we got to make this into music now. This is the one note. So they ring out a lot. I wonder if maybe I make this monophonic. Change the voices to 1. All right. Oh, you know what I never did? This is crazy. I didn't tune the sample at all. So there's no way these instruments are going to sound good together. So we got to go and do that. So what I'm going to try to do is put a tuner right after the sample. Play a note. Seems to feel that's something like a D or a G or an A. Sometimes when that happens, the best thing to do is to just open up like an operator and compare the notes. I do it higher, it's telling me that's an A. So let's play what should be a C. And it's telling me a C is a D, so I'm going to switch the samples root note to D. Now I'm getting a C. That sounds like the same notes. Okay, let's go to the other one and do the same thing. An A, huh? I'm playing a C and it's telling me A, so we need to switch that to an A. And then we can detune here to get it right in the middle. That noise. Yeah, that was coming out of my mic, it looked like. Why are you doing that? Okay. Huh. Sound like with an arpeggiator on it. Okay. So we could always make additional layers of these sounds, these instruments, and play them at like different pitches or yeah, there's that noise. I wonder what is happening in my world to make that happen. So this a little differently. see, there's a comment for some fuzz. I don't know if that's for this sound, but let's try it. I mean, I'm just playing around here. No promises. Fuzz. Bring that down a little. Kind of like thinking like something, and then that little ARP answers it. Yeah, Beatty, you're saying like electro clash, and that's kind of like where my head's at. I think like early punk rock, dun, 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 you know. But not really sure where else to go. Is this mic sounding funny? Sounds okay? Okay. I thought I heard it like gurgling or something a second ago. I'm trying the other sound out. Not sure what I'm going for here, but Yeah, right. Like K Rock is in the station or like Kraut. Okay, nice. Well, we had a K Rock in New York in the 90s also. 92.3 K Rock. I wonder if they're still called K Rock. I have not put on FM radio in ages. Crazy now that I think about it. Okay, let me reimagine this sound a little. I really don't know where I'm going with this. Is that obvious? It's like I've I don't know, like I almost feel like I want guitar to be played, but I kind of want to stick to my rule here. Um, but it's also like these parts are sounding sort of guitarish anyway. Do you guys experience stereo at all when I do that on Zoom or YouTube or anywhere? BD wants the resonator and some delay, I'm assuming on this sound. What's that? I don't use resonator a lot, to be honest with you. So the way I play with it is just kind of like trial and error. I just kind of fool around with it. Adding in like I think like you can notice it a lot on some, like if I play like an operator here. You kind of hear like these pitches being added in. So that's doing a note, but I pick operator just because it's such a pure tone. But depending on like the filters you use. I'm not really sure why I'm getting all that panning. Did I pan anything? On that note in particular? I probably use corpus more than when I'm looking like for the resonator type effect, and corpus is adds these like kind of like striking sounds to it. You can get like they're both nice if you need like extra like body to a sound, especially like resonator with like kick drums. Sometimes you can really get some extra body or even like an impact a little bit. Where were we here? So that's funny. I've changed my preferences. I was having a problem with live crashing, and my preferences have been changed around. And one of the things I like to have on my preferences is when I launch a clip, I like it to go to toggle. Normally it's trigger, so every time you press it, it just starts the clip over. I just like toggle where I can, like on this clip, say, if it's on toggle, I can just click it and it'll also stop it and it'll also play it. Just how I prefer it. If I'm noticing this as I go along, like little things that I've had set up are no longer that way, unfortunately. What if I make these drums like more gritty? Spreading it out a little there. I'm running out of time too. Oh man, I think I'm losing myself here. I'm gonna probably give myself a break. take some time, come back to this. I got some dogs that are getting restless too. But what I will do maybe is just like maybe for a few more minutes is just like refine some of these instruments so that people can download them if they want them. I don't know. Does this seem like something people would want? Junk drawer drums. Junk drawer drums. It's kind of hard to say. So I'm also going to just group this up. Okay. What controls do we want? Some filter. Resonance. This is our bass set, is it? Filter drive. Give control over, say, this decay, how long we want that to go. I'm going to also tie that to the release. 45. Do the time. Do the feedback. And let's see. Okay, I know. That's something kind of fun that these might be cool for, is like creating like droning feedbacks or something. I wonder if I can use this oscillator here. What's that? You like that? Big drums? Looks like other waves sounding better. That'll have to be something I experiment with. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm trying to get, like a feedback, like which is why I'm like bringing in this frequency modulation at such a high pitch. Try to get that like squeal of the guitar. So my aftertouch is modulating the pitch just a little bit and also the filter too. And then it kind of goes away after 20 seconds or so. So on certain keyboards, there's something called aftertouch, which is, yeah, it's a MIDI signal, a MIDI message. And it's basically how hard are you holding down the keys? Like how much pressure are you putting down after you play? Push has that. So push has like pressure sensitivity. So as I kind of like press it in, you kind of hear. Yeah. So like you can set it to really like most parameters. I have it to pitch mostly because I'm trying to get like a vibrato. You know, kind of, yeah, sort of vibrato-y. But in this case, it's helping with that like feedback kind of thing. All right. That sounds like a guitar. So this is doing quite a lot, this resonator. It's kind of like gluing all the notes together. Looks like another part, I guess. Almost like an intro, maybe. Yeah. Right. Okay. I'm gonna have to actually wrap this up myself, but I'm gonna put a little time into tidying these up, and I'll make these a free download for everyone. And yeah, you guys should try the Music Weeklies challenge. See what's in your junk drawer that makes noise. Maybe you'll have some luck. Uh, Getting interesting results, I guess. I think a lot of these sounds would be good, maybe not as like the entire piece of music, but to use like to sprinkle in over some other sounds might get better results than what I've got here today. But yeah, um, thanks for you guys hanging out in Zoom today. Yeah, good to have a little company and in YouTube too. A few people hanging out with the comments. Thanks for dropping by. And I hope everyone has a great weekend and a good rest of the day. Yeah, thanks. You guys take care.